everybody. This is Joshua Hatton with One Nation Under Whisky. I am joined today, and as always, by my good friend, my co-founder in Single Cask Nation. Co-founders unite. We're like Voltron, right? You put the co-founders together, we become a founder.
Exactly.
Right? Is that how it works?
I didn't have enough in me to be a founder. I'm just a co-founder. You do what you can. A lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah. But we feel like I kind of feel we're a bit of an incomplete Voltron right now. It's just it'd be nice to have Jess here.
It is 1/3 of the J team is absent.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We hope she's well wherever the world finds her.
Exactly. So today, Jason, viewers, listeners, it's an extra episode. So this is going to be a tight 35.
Always.
And this is a news episode, and I have found some good news. So we're going to get to that in a little bit. We're going to get to some good news, but I want to present some bad news for you first.
That's a bummer.
I woke up just a little bit ago and saw that coming soon to a theater near you, this weekend, I'm going to be presented with between 12 and 24 inches of snow in God's country, a.k.a. Connecticut.
Yes, and you are alluding to some matter that has been all the talk of, I would say, the town. We're rural, so the talk of the county. That our listeners and our viewers may get a little chuckle from the fact that all week in rural Virginia, we have heard we may get a quantity of snow between 5 and 50 inches. So we may, and listen, our weather forecast gets that wrong every single time. So we may get a dusting. We may get, even if we got 5, that would be real snow for us.
Yeah.
If we get 50 inches of snow, you will not hear from me until the summer, and I may have gone feral. The good state of Virginia will shut down if we get more than 4 feet of snow in one day. It's insanity.
Wow.
So for listeners around the world, we're about 1.3 meters at 50 inches. So imagine 1.3 meters of snow at its worst. I'm telling you, we're not preparing for that. We are preparing for a dusting.
Yeah, but oh man, I'm going to be watching your weather with great interest. I bought extra popcorn just for the occasion.
Well, it's still early on Friday. Who knows what the rest of the day might hold?
Yeah, right?
We might get some other round of information here. It's going to be incredible. And when listeners hear this episode dropping, it will be an historic event, as in it will be in the past. Not necessarily legendary, but it will be in the past. And you will know what we currently do not know, which is just how much snow did fall in rural Virginia, but also B, Connecticut.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, time will tell.
What a world. What a world.
So the bad news is funny news. What's the good news? You're actually going to tell me about something I have not yet read. So.
Yes. So the good news is it's been so difficult doing these extras when the world has been riddled with the whiskey world the world in general has been riddled with bad news, but that's another story altogether. But there's been turbulence in the drinks industry writ large, right? So, I always think to Michael Jackson, the drinks writer, not he. And I like to apply his thinking to almost everything, right? Which is, you can always say a nice thing about whiskey. We can always look for the good story.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
And I would quickly throw in for those new to whiskey circles who maybe don't know Michael Jackson from the pop star. Michael Jackson was a guy who in the 90s was helping rebuild Scotch, came to it as a beer drinker and turns his attention to Scotch. And Dave Broom, another very well known, very well regarded whiskey writer, friend of the podcast. Just today in an article was talking about his first trip to Japan with Michael Jackson. So there's very real connective tissue from Michael Jackson in the 90s through the early 21st century to us sitting here in early 2026.
Yeah.
So anytime he gets brought up, we do love hearing about him. We do love talking about him. But well worth going back, getting some of his earlier books as well. The Malt Whisky Companion. I've got a first edition sitting right beside me.
Look at you. How are things going at Bragging Camp,
Beer Hunter
Jason?
Whiskey Chaser.
Wow. All right. Look at this Jason looking around his room for books. There it is. That's first edition.
Viewers know that my tuchus did not leave this chair. That is on my left side. That's a first edition from 1989, I want to say.
Wow, look at that. That's as old as
1989.
That's as old as Jess and Sweet Scott.
There you go. Look at that.
Look at that.
So Jess was not reading Michael Jackson's Malt Whisky Yearbook or Malt Whisky Companion when she was new to this world.
She wasn't.
But she does tell the story about being at the University of Aberdeen. We both attended the same university, different decades, and going through the Michael Jackson book. That's vital stuff.
Amazing. All right, let me get to this story. So I picked this up in the spirits business, which is it's a go-to site for us. Actually, I take this back. This is from the drinks business, which I think is connected to the spirits business, if I'm not mistaken. But
is it? You comfortable with that statement?
Sure. Come on.
You happy putting that out into the world?
You know what? Prove me wrong, listeners. Prove me wrong.
I hope they're rolling up their sleeves. It will not take them long. And if it's not on this, it's on something else. So you will hit the target ultimately.
So this came out on interesting date. This came out on January 6th of this year, and it is entitled Scotland's Whisky Tourism Soars.
Soars. Look at that. Like
Whisky
a golden
tourism.
eagle around the Lochranza distillery on the Isle of Arran.
Keep talking. I'm almost there.
Painting a picture.
So the subtitle, or not subtitle, but the secondary title. Subheading. That's much better. Says Scotland's whiskey industry is seeing a surge in visitor numbers, with distilleries across the country revealing it has been fueled by overlapping trends across heritage, experiential travel, and immersive storytelling.
Immersive storytelling. Okay.
And it goes on. It says, where are people going? In terms of...
Where are you going?
Where are you going?
Hi.
All right. Okay, here it goes. In terms of where visitors are seeking out, Speyside was named as home to the highest concentration of distilleries. All right, makes sense. Offering guided tours and tasting experiences. Additionally, Islay, which is famous for smoky, peaty whiskeys, was outlined to consistently attract enthusiasts seeking niche flavors and coastal scenery. Plus, the lowlands and highlands were also noted for offering up scenic routes with historic distilleries, combining whiskey and castle visits and local culture. So basically all of Scotland. They haven't mentioned Campbelltown yet, but, I'll tell you, it's nice that the lowlands are mentioned here, because you don't often see the lowlands mentioned, and there are more and more distilleries within the lowlands popping up. So it's nice to see that.
Oh, very
addition,
much so, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
As a chap from the lowlands, absolutely, I could tell you that. The reason I'm looking slightly over here is I'm looking at my phone. I just started reading a book called The Tourist's Guide to Islay, the Queen of the Hebrides.
Oh, yeah.
And I was trying to get you a quick publication year on this. 1881. And I was,
oh my God. So just last week. Okay.
I was curious how has Islay changed from 1881 to 2026. So I've only just started the book, so I'll keep you up to date. But we'll see.
Yeah. I'm sure TV has changed a bit since 1881 to 2026.
People will tell you the BBC has not changed at all. They're still putting programming on this predates 1881.
All right. So it goes on. It says the impact, right? This is another subheading. Impact. Now we're on a new section. In terms of what the surge in visitor means for the country, the research showed that the trend was having a halo effect on the regions. And this means it assists in having an economic impact, right? Like I said, this is good news. For instance, tourism boosts local economies, supports jobs, and encourages investments in heritage sites. Also, tours help sustain traditional distilling methods and educate visitors on Scotland's rich history, which means that all of this assists with cultural preservation.
Oh.
According to the findings, the touring distilleries also have a high amount of global appeal since international travelers, particularly from Europe, the US, and Asia, are driving record visitation. To assist this opportunity, last month, a new internet search engine, which they have linked, and I haven't clicked on that. I don't know what that new internet search engine is.
Joshua.
Don't click it.
Don't click links.
Don't click it. Oh
Rule of thumb, don't click links. Unless they're in emails from your friends at Single Cask Nation, and then you should click those early and often.
It's a new internet search engine. Is that like Bing? Is that the new one?
Opera.
Alta Vista?
Netscape.
Mosaic? Okay.
The new Netscape 6.7 aimed at the
kids. So the new search engine that is dedicated to helping put whiskey drinkers in touch with some of the best distilleries in Scotland has launched. Oh, so that's interesting. You know what? I'm going to click on that. I'll just separate tab.
Live on the recording.
Separate tab, Jason. It says all of these things are playing part in boosting the sector's prosperity. For those looking for practical tips for their own whiskey tours, the tourism company has advised to book experiences in advance, and remember that popular distilleries fill up quickly. This we know, having booked tours. Additionally, it suggested that it can be an idea to combine tastings with the cultural excursions, such as also using the time to visit castles, local markets, and coastal walks, as well as considering using guided tours for insider insights and storytelling.
Oh man, the Outlander tours are huge, absolutely huge.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Is that true?
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. No word of a lie. Outlander is fueling a large part of Scotland's economy right now. And I think Scotch is benefiting off the back of that as well.
Wow.
Right? You hear history, you hear tradition. One of the things I'm enjoying about this story here is the way it's talking to people who may be thinking about visiting their first distillery. Right? Like, take note that well-known brands will have their tours sell out. We, the J team, live in whiskey geek circles, right? People who plan their calendars around visiting the Fèis on Islay every year. But if you're in Scotland and you're thinking, I'm going to go to a distillery, you might be surprised. Some of them get really busy some days. So I like the place where this is aimed. I like this. Open the door. Let's bring new people into this category.
Yeah, that's a really good point. don't book a trip to Scotland and just assume you could pitch up to a distillery and say, I'd like a tour, please. Yeah. No, you've spent the money on tickets and hotels, and you've done all the other planning because you're smart. Yeah, do the other smart part and book the tours, because they do fill up. Like we book tours. We know this. Yeah, that's good.
Also make sure they do tours.
Oh, that's a good point as well, right?
Yeah, not everybody that you're drinking from your local liquor store has a visitor center or does tours. Invariably, if you pitch up, they may have time to show you around, but don't assume it. Definitely don't assume that. Call ahead, drop an email ahead, see what's possible. But if they've got a visitor center, they will be more likely to welcome you and show you around.
Yep, good. Unprecedented is the next section.
Because I've got a question up my sleeve, which is, are we talking pre-pandemic numbers? Are we up to them or beyond them? I have a pre-pandemic comparison question for you, but I was waiting patiently to see if it would be covered. So unprecedented has potential here.
Scottish Tours travel expert, so that's the name of the tour company, Scottish Tours. Travel expert John, I'm going to fucking slaughter his last name. John Matuszczyk. It's insert wonderful Polish last name here, right?
It's not acetaminophen?
Acetaminophen, yeah.
I know him well. He's a good lad.
Yeah.
Good lad.
Yeah. We like him. So he explains. Scotland's whiskey tourism is experiencing an unprecedented surge, and it's easy to see why. Whiskey distilleries are no longer just production sites. Now they've become immersive cultural destinations where visitors can explore heritage, craftsmanship, and local landscapes. I really liked that. When I read that bit, I really liked that. It reminded me of a campaign that the Balvenie had many years back when Sammy Simmons was with the Balvenie, and they focused on heritage and craftsmanship of the craft, right? And I really enjoyed that aspect of highlighting the craftsmanship of local Scots folk, and I thought that was very cool. So, nice. Yeah, this reminded me of that.
Yeah, you don't get Scotch whiskey without the people.
You don't. The research identified how the allure of whiskey tourism goes far beyond tasting notes and revealed how visitors want to connect with Scotland. Right? It's not just whiskey, right? I mean, we talk about this all the time. We're not just bottling whiskey and selling whiskey as an independent bottler. It's stories, it's heritage, it's a number of things that we're doing here. If we're just selling whiskey, you can do that, but there's so much more to it.
We're representing the people. We're telling the stories of communities. Absolutely. That's what drew me 30 years ago, and that's what continues to draw me. I know I don't look a day over 27. You're very kind, thank you. I'll save you having to say it out loud.
30
anybody
years
in the comments
ago.
who wants to say Jason doesn't look a day over 27, you would be my friend in whiskey for life. But yeah, that's what whiskey's always been, right?
Yeah.
In terms of, all right, that's not correct. That's not what whiskey has always been. But whiskey has always been connected to the communities in which it was made. Sometimes we forget that, sometimes we reattach that. But I think whiskey is most meaningful when we connect it back to the communities in which it is made.
Correct. And then it becomes meaningful once again when you draw people together and open that bottle and share it together, right? It's always about community in some way shape, or form.
Think about people who have been on Whisky Geek tours with us and how they feel about Maggie Knocketer and how they feel about Portnahaven and how they feel about Port Charlotte, how they feel about Lochranza, right? Incomplete Joshua Hatton list, I could keep going. It's, you're right, once you've been there, once you've stood there, once you've had a dram in that location. Do you remember when we did the Isle of Swim? I know you do. In 2017. And we stood on the jetty at Ardbeg and we waited on the swimmers completing the swim. And we were drinking Ardbeg at Ardbeg, waiting on an historic swim to be completed. And the whole picture just came into perfect focus. That's a drama's connective tissue. That's this cultural awakening, this cultural understanding, geographical understanding. Absolutely. I'm in for all of this. This is great.
See, I knew you.
This feels good. I'm getting a wee bit excited over here. I need a wee dram.
So next section, trends amplifying the Scotch trend. Trends amplifying the Scotch trend.
If I was the editor, I would have had a suggestion there, but moving on.
Go easy. There are several factors driving the boom which are significant to consider, such as, global interest in premium spirits, social media exposure to picturesque distilleries, and a desire to experiential travel that combines learning with leisure, according to the travel experts. Essentially, the research shows that distilleries are responding by expanding visitor experiences from interactive exhibits to whiskey-themed accommodation, creating what many are describing as Scotch pilgrimage. Yeah, you know, when I took Michael Nolan and Jam, right, Jonathan Markowitz, Richard Markowitz, you know, the whole crew, there was 9 of us all together, and our first stop was at Orkney, and, you know, we did Highland Park and we did Scapa. Like, you felt as if they were taking you on this journey, this really specifically Orkney journey. It felt special. They felt proud to be. I don't know what Orkney folk call themselves. You know how people from Islay call themselves Iliachs? What
Orcadians.
Orcadians, right? And I remember, you know, getting toward the end of the Scapa tour, and you go into what feels like a boat, but it's an upside down boat. You look up and it's, you know, you see the ribbing of the bottom of the boat up, and it's just, you feel enveloped in that experience. And it's not cheesy. It doesn't feel like Disneyland. It feels real. It feels special. It doesn't feel stupid in any way, you know, like they've done it right, which it was nice. So anyway, continuing. Significant, describing the cumulative impact, Matt Acetaminophen said that I feel so bad.
Go on. How are you at least spelling? How are they spelling the last name?
So, yeah, maybe you can help. And maybe John Kazmarek can let us know, right? He's a good Polish boy. He can let us know. So it's spelled MATUSZCZYK. It's just too many letters.
Man, that's not far away from John Kazmarek, to be honest with you.
It's not too far away, but my mouth doesn't know what to do with all the letters.
It has to be Matuzik, does it not?
Matuzik, I like that. Methuselah.
Your words, not mine.
Yeah, okay, so Matuzik. Let's go with Matuzik. Matuzik. Yeah. All right, so Mr. Matuzik, I really apologize for getting your name wrong, and please, you know, when you see me, feel free to. I will buy you a pint. I'll buy you a dram. There you go. So he says, for Scotland's economy and tourism sector, this trend is significant. Increasing footfall benefits local businesses, from hotels and restaurants to rural craft shops, while promoting regional heritage. Whiskey tourism is a win-win. Travelers gain memorable experiences, very true. Distilleries gain loyal visitors, no doubt about it, and loyal drinkers. That is very true. And those are my words, by the way. The loyal drinkers. And Scotland strengthens its global reputation as a top cultural destination. Matuzik adds, I recommend prospective visitors plan ahead, explore beyond the flagship distilleries, and embrace guided tours to uncover hidden gems across the country.
Yeah. That was nice. Remind us the name of the author of the piece, please.
Yes, so this was penned by Jessica Mason.
Jessica Mason. That was nice. That was nicely done.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that.
Really nice. Yep.
Yeah, again, right? It's easy to forget. And people get surprised when I say this. I never visited my first Scottish whiskey distillery until I moved to the US.
It's really wild to me.
Right? When you live in Scotland and they're round the corner and they're, over the mountain or over the hill or, they're there. They're there. And it's a thing people come from far away to see, but it's in your back garden. You'll see it at some point, And yeah, I can't believe, what I missed out on, being in country. And having them right there to go and explore. There was a bus. You could connect the bus from University of Aberdeen, halls of residence, to Glengarry. And it dropped you off at the top of Old Meldrum Road. I think Glengarry's at the bottom of Old Meldrum Road. But the bus stops right there in Old Meldrum, right?
Wow. Yeah.
Right? The bus stops there. It was a 20-minute bus ride. Never took it as I was starting my whiskey journey. Yeah, foolish.
Wow,
what is it? The folly of youth, Joshua.
Wow.
The folly of youth.
It really surprises me, too, in that you started the University of Aberdeen Whiskey Society with your friend Petty. Like, this was... And it seemed very much a passion of yours that you didn't connect those dots. Yeah,
so to be clear, didn't start it, but I did join the fledgling society. I don't want to steal credit from anyone else. By our final year, Petty and I were running it.
Gotcha.
But we didn't start it. But yeah, I remember Petty went to the Spirit of Speyside, and I was like, the fuck's a Spirit of Speyside? He was like, it's a whiskey festival over in Speyside. I was like, you would go to that? I think it may have happened the summer I was in America. But I was like you went to that? I had no idea what the future would hold for us. So to hear an article just kind of reminding us, the distilleries are there. They're lovely times. They're representing their communities so well. Go support. Go stay in a bed and breakfast. Go, buy a local pie. Get a newspaper, read it down a beach. There's so much to be done. That's exciting. Cheers. That was a good article. I like that. Jessica Mason, thank you. And in the drinks business.
Yeah, the drinks business. .com.
And you link it in the show notes below?
Yes, I will do. Perfect. I'll link it in the show notes. And when you get there, it'll have that link for the search engine that they mentioned in the article.
What did you say the name of that was?
Man, I was so scared you were going to ask me that question. Hold on.
I could tell by the reflection that you'd closed the browser, so I asked the question.
So, brewery and distillery search engine launches. It's a new internet search engine dedicated to helping put beer and whiskey drinkers in touch with some of the best breweries and distilleries in Scotland. Also penned by Jessica Mason. This came out 11th of December of last year. And the search engine is called Sip Seekers.
Dot.
I don't know. I would say start with .com. and go from there. Because they actually don't link it in here that I could see.
I thought there was sipseekers.com. Sipseekers Distillery Tour Scotland.
Yeah.
Sipseekers is your gateway to the UK's most memorable distillery and brewery visits, connecting thousands of visitors with legendary producers.
Legendary producers.
There we go, gosh. All right, it's a whole enterprise. I know nothing about it, and I will go look at that more once we are done recording.
There you go. Well, we're not done recording yet. Before we get out of here, 2 days ago, as of the day of dropping this episode, right? 2 days ago, you, me, Jess.
I'm just thinking that would be January 27, 23, 24, 25, 26. January 26.
Look at you doing math, Jason.
January 26.
I love it. Starting January 26th, we launched on our website for our U.S. online exclusives, we launched our Bundle Up campaign. Hey, there it is. You did the banner.
What's the date? What's the number? How does it work? How does it fall? Oh, it's right there in the banner. Hello. Hello, January 26th.
For viewers.
Yes, for viewers. You only had 10 seconds to see that.
So what we did is we created 8 different bundles on our website, just pairing 2 different bottlings together. And we wanted to, be very specific about these bundles. We created different themes, right?
We put time and effort into bundling up.
We did, right? For instance, there's one bundle that pairs up a Glenallachie with a Benriach, and we call it Billy's Barrels, right? Because these are 2 distilleries that are connected to Billy Walker in some way. Billy used to own Benriach, he now owns Glenallachie, and so these whiskeys are made under his tutelage, right? And so, these sort of themes, if you will. So, what's nice about this sale that we've got going on, and it will go on until February 6th. What's nice about this sale, and this is for anybody, because anybody can become a nation member, right? Is your first bundle is 10% off. Your second bundle, as soon as you add it to your cart, you automatically jump up to 15% off, and you unlock free shipping, right? And then you drop a third bundle into your shopping cart, and you get 20% off. So whether this is for you personally, or maybe you've got some friends, you want to pool some people together and get a bunch of bottles, this is your opportunity to save a lot of money, get free shipping for these bottles directly to your doorstep. We don't run sales often at all.
Correct. The part I would clear up is anyone can join us in the nation. We'd love to have you. The bundles are only for sale in America. So if you're one of our international viewers, international listeners, and this is for the online exclusives at singlecastnation.com.
That's why I led with U.S. online exclusives, Jason. You pulled a Joshua Hatton and didn't listen to the words as they came out my mouth.
But I don't want anyone to think they could just join and get these. So we're just going to re-emphasize online exclusives for the US. Okay. But again, I have to ask on behalf of the whiskey geeks out there in the audience, we're calling them Billy's Barrels. Are they legit barrels? Are they Walker's casks?
So the Benriach is a So the Benriach is a Chinkapin shit.
So for those of you joining the world of whiskey, a barrel is a size, a cask is a generic term. There we go. We have a. So it started in a barrel. Where did it go? I didn't read the second line. Started in a barrel.
The Benriach was 10 years in an ex-bourbon barrel, and then was transferred into a Chinkapin oak cask. It just says Chinkapin oak. So I don't know if it was a hogshead or a barrel. And like you had said, for our listeners, for our viewers, right, cask is a wooden vessel that holds liquid. Barrel is a size designation. That means 200 liters or 53 gallons. Hogshead is another size designation, 250 liters or 60 gallons, right?
I have Glenallachie behind me. You got yours?
I got mine, and this is from a first fill toasted, is heavy toast medium char barrel.
Look at that. They are Billy's barrels.
Billy's barrels.
That official size designation is in place. Terrific news. Really wonderful. Well, yes. If you're here in America, if you're in the lower 48, please do look out for Bundle Up January 26th to February 6th. Come in, fill your boots, get your discounts. Yeah. Like Joshua says, not a lot of sales happen at singlecasknation.com, so fill your boots and get really, really, really delicious whiskey to boot. And free shipping at $300. So
There you go. So on that, I think we shall bid you all adieu. Hopefully, Jason, if you got your 50 inches of snow over the weekend, hopefully by what is January 28th, the day that this drops, you will have shoveled yourself out of said 50 inches.
Or I will be living, in a cave. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds?
Just come out in 3 days. That's you get to be in there for 3 days. You got to come out in 3 days.
If I see my shadow, I got to go back in though. All right, everybody. Cheers! Thanks for joining us. Tickle the bell. Yeah. Join us. Subscribe.
Yes,
love to have you.
Do all those things. All right.
Good luck with Snowpocalypse. Let's see if we live to tell the tale.
Cheers, everybody. Bye. Bye.